So, Adam, here, let me spoil Spider-Man No Way Home.
No. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's time for a brand new episode of As the Buckle Turns. I'm Adam.
I'm Tim, and I am so disappointed with you, Adam.
Why?
Why won't you let me spoil? No. Really?
Banhammer. I will bring down the banhammer on this one.
Banhammer?
I will ban you from ever listening to this channel again.
I don't listen to it now.
I know.
So how are you gonna?
I'll ban you from the Facebook page.
I'll
ban you from. I'll figure out a way to bring the banhammer down on you.
I think you're looking for more the watch hammer. I'm gonna make you watch this channel.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you watch.
That's
Nua.
what's gonna happen.
I'm gonna make you watch. Oh God! Don't make me watch Nua. Oh,
I'm just gonna turn on the uploads and press play, and just let it go.
Well, it's not Nua. Then.
It's gonna be like a clockwork. Oh, Nua comes through once a week. Don't worry.
Yeah, but as long as it's not just Nua.
No, but you got to deal with me on every single upload.
Do I have to see your face?
No.
Well, I'm good.
It's just my voice.
I'm fine with that. It's your face I have an issue with.
And my terrible gameplay.
Yes. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the episode of As the Buckle Turns, the canceled edition of...
Yes. I mean, the show's canceled. I don't know why we keep coming back.
Oh, these are all episodes we recorded in the future that are just getting...
Okay.
That somehow got... Yeah, I don't know.
I like the idea that we're actually on a reunion tour. We've got a 52-week reunion tour.
We got canceled, so we have 52 weeks of reunion. Where are we reunion after this?
I mean, we might sign on for another reunion tour directly after this one, but I don't know.
Wait.
Or we could have a comeback tour.
No, actually, we've been on a reunion tour since we went over to YouTube.
Yeah, that's true.
We were canceled.
We got canceled. Then we
SoundCloud.
started the reunion tour, which is at like 200 episodes of the reunion tour now.
Oh no! Each year is a new reunion tour.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah, never mind.
we're on a. So we might get sick of it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the episode. We're gonna talk.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk shit this week. We're also gonna do a review because we like reviewing.
Yeah, why not? We watched a match.
Yep.
And we're gonna talk about it.
So we talking about the match.
Yes, we watched the Ultimate X match from 2006.
2006 Destination X. Christopher Daniels versus AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe for the X-Division Championship.
But we do have some serious news that we got to talk about first. Kevin Owens has resigned.
Adam,
what?
You're reading that wrong. Really read your notes.
Oh! It's re-signed.
Yeah.
Sorry. Very quick moment of just looking at my notes and being like, "Oh, we did that."
You know, I could have just completely ruined that bit you wanted to do.
I know you could have.
I was tempted to.
I was going to keep going with Kevin Owens resigning.
Until I corrected you?
Yep. He has resigned from deciding to sign with AEW. That's where I was going to go with it. But yes, Kevin Owens has re-signed with WWE for a 3-year contract.
Yes, because he has confirmed his contract does not end in 2022. It still ends in January, at the end of January, just not 2022.
Yeah.
He's officially re-signed for 3 more years. It's between $2 to $3 million each year.
So we're going to see him cut in the third quarter of 2022 due to budget cuts?
No, it's going to be the second quarter of 2024.
2024.
No, 2023.
It'll be like, what, like 6 months before he finishes?
It's going to be like right after WrestleMania. Not this not 2022, 2023. It's going to be the spring cleaning.
They're going to like, look, you cost us too much money.
He'll be the last one. He gets released before
after being in the main event of WrestleMania.
Yes. And he'll be one of the last. He'll be one of the last groups of cancels right before WWE's sold.
Okay,
that's how I'm looking at it. If WWE's really gonna sell, his contract will be one of the last ones released, and it's just gonna be Vince at that point.
It'll be NBC Universal buying them up. I'm calling it now. If they do sell, Disney's not going to pick them up. NBC Universal is going to make it.
Come on, Disney.
No, come on.
As much as I don't want Disney to own everything, I just want Disney to come in and purchase them just to screw over NBC Universal for the fun of it. Because you know how funny that would be.
Because at their top company-wide, they are competing companies.
Oh, no.
You know, they're for a film, for
everything, basically.
Parks, films, animation, everything.
The only thing that they're not really competing at is comic books.
Yeah.
There's no Universal comic book.
They didn't buy up they've done video game companies.
Yeah, but they haven't done comic books. It's like the only place they're not competing against them is in comic books.
Yeah, that's Warner Brothers.
Yeah, because Warner Brothers owns DC.
Yes.
This just in, Vertigo Comics is brought up.
Image Comics has been completely bought out by NBC Universal.
Because Netflix bought the Millerverse.
Mm-hmm.
So, his comic book. So the comic books still.
Yeah, sadly though, Image Comics is Valiant. You might be able to get away with, but Image is creator owned.
Yeah.
So you have even their superhero universe, which has team ups and all of that. You could never recreate it because you'd have to get a hold of so many creators and be like, "Hey, can we use this character? Hey, can we use? We need to license this. We need to license this." Oh, for crying out loud!
See, that's it's not a bad way to go. For that, because I remember reading something just recently about Image. That's the whole purpose of Image was to give creators more of their really just publishing it.
But they had a shared superhero universe at one point that I would love to see come onto the silver screen, but it will never happen because it's so spread out.
You could still do it. I mean, whoever wanted to do it, would have to basically come along and say, okay, work with Image Comics to get those the creators, and basically come to a unified agreement so they have all access to those characters, and how the money and everything would go to the creators. It would be worked out based on and everything. And it could be done.
Oh, it could be.
But yeah, so it's just funny. But I would love to see just how funny it would be, because here's the funny thing is.
Okay.
Because it's not until...
So Disney's buying WWE.
If Disney bought WWE...
Okay.
Because it's this double-edged sword, too.
Yes.
Because it's a fuck you to NBC Universal.
Yes, it is.
And their thing, because we bought the people you've been doing business with for decades.
We bought them.
But it's a double-edged sword because they would then have to supply content to NBC Universal for 2 more years or 3 more years, depending on whenever they got bought out.
Yeah.
For the network, because that's and unless there's a way in something there in business that I'm not aware of, that I don't think you can.
Nope.
You can get those you might be able to get out of them in some way, shape, or form, or I don't know. Anyway, but it's just like a double-edged sword. But if I was Disney, I'd be like, yeah, we're gonna buy them just if they fuck you. Yeah, we gotta supply you content for 2 more years. But at the end of that,
it's all ours.
We get it, and we're just gonna put it on ESPN Plus.
Yeah, and we're gonna make it way better.
We're gonna phone it in for the next 2 years, then we're gonna make it better when it goes over here. So, but good for Kevin Owens. He said he made it was the best decision.
He said he made the decision specifically for his family.
Yep.
Which, I mean, money-wise, smart move. Yeah. He probably has a contract in there where he's not having to do a lot of house dates.
They're not really doing many house dates.
I know. So, I mean, it's probably just going to work for him much better.
Yeah, I mean, it works. And actually, I'm glad he's resigned. As much as I want to see him be better, he's been used recently very well.
Okay.
Especially now he's a heel again. So
good.
Because
Face Owens doesn't always work.
The way they were doing him could have worked. They just never got behind him because it's Vince. He could have been your new Stone Cold.
Because, I mean, nice guy Kevin Owens actually isn't that bad. We've seen hints of him being a, nice smiling heel with Chris Jericho. We saw that.
So here's the thing.
Yes.
It's plain and simple. This would have worked for The Miz if they would have done it, but they didn't. They refuse to do it. Same thing would work for Kevin Owens. Just let him do the same shit he's already doing as a heel.
But to faces.
No, but as a babyface, just keep that same attitude and everything you had done, and do it to heels.
Yeah.
Don't change anything. Just have the target be someone who's a bigger heel.
Yes.
And have him go after heels.
I mean, you mean like what they did for 4 years with Austin?
Yes.
Where
the same thing they did with Rock after a little bit.
Yeah. Where their character didn't change from the heel character they were all that much. And they just turned their target over to the biggest heel of the company.
The biggest change between those two characters, character-wise, was they actually pandered to the fans.
Yes.
Versus not pandering.
That's it.
And by pandering for Austin is more like when he went to he said, "Give me a hell yeah." He wanted when he said, "Give me a hell yeah" beforehand when he was a heel, he didn't care if they actually said hell yeah or hell no. He's like, because he didn't care about them.
Because he would speak right over them.
Yeah, he didn't care. But at the same time, that was a bit of thing. He was still a heel, attitude-wise.
Oh, yeah. That's what you need out of a great character.
And if you just let Owens do that, The Miz, they could have had great face runs.
Yep.
Who've been super over with the fans, but no. Anyway, but I'm glad he resigned, because with all the free talent out there and all the good talent we would love to see go to AEW.
Oh, of course.
Kevin Owens, I want would go over there to do, but it's just too much right now.
Right now, yeah.
Now he's locked in for 3 more years. He'll probably be released in a year and a half if they're gonna keep doing this. Especially with that $2 to $3 million contract wherever he actually falls.
Oh no. Especially when they then record a record profit in the same quarter.
Yep.
Where they're like, yes, but we have had to let go of a lot of people due to budgetary cuts. But we just made $5 billion. So I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, so it'll be one of those things where like I don't see him fulfilling the contract, WWE fulfilling the contract. They're releasing him because there is no clause in there. There's a no. He did not get the way it's worded. It's really confusing, but he did not get a no cut clause, so he can still be cut.
Oh,
he can still be cut. But the way it was written is like he did not get a no cut. He got a no cut. He did not get a no cut clause. And it's like, so he can't be cut? No, he can be cut. But you just said, yeah, it's that
he
weird.
Didn't get the clause that he won't be able to be cut from.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, good for him. At least it gives us time so that we can have his debut actually mean something if he does eventually ever go over to AEW. But he made a smart decision. A lot of people are saying to think that Sami Zayn will now re-sign with WWE now.
Probably.
Because he's been getting a lot more TV time recently. He's been being destroyed by Brock Lesnar, but you're working with Brock Lesnar. That's
I think he has resigned himself to being the guy who gets beat up.
He's always done that. If you go back to his early shit.
Oh, I know, but
not be used as a main talent. I agree. I think so too. But so with apparently his contract is coming up in the next year, I think. So a lot of people think now that Kevin Owens resigned, Sammy will more likely stay as well.
Probably.
But who knows? I just want to see El Generico show back up at some.
I want that as well.
But who knows? But good for you, Kevin Owens. Hopefully,
because at this point, all it is Sami Zayn in a mask.
Oh, I know.
Like there's actually no difference in how he dresses.
Yeah, I know. So it'll be interesting to see what happens going forward. All right, Adam, what's next on the docket?
I got one more thing regarding news. It does seem over the past week we reported that Jeff Hardy had been cut.
Yeah.
That it seems that he had fallen off the wagon and refused. Ooh, excuse me. Refused rehab.
Yeah.
It looks more like now that he faked it.
Oh, yeah.
That either he purposely fell off the wagon or faked it. Like hardcore faked it. And did this in order to get out of his contract.
Yeah, that's kind of thing because Matt Hardy has just said he's home, he's doing well. Like we're confident his drug test will come back negative.
Yeah,
he's not using, he's not drinking. So
because I also feel that somebody witnessed him stumble, probably was like, I think he's off the drugs. They were like, instead of reacting to him and being like, yo, Jeff.
No, it's literally what happened. It came from a house show where he was little off. He tried to, after making a hot tag, try to leave to go to the back through the fans, where security had to pull him out and take him back the normal way. That's where it all came from. He got sent home based off that.
All I can think is that he was like, I'm just going to fuck around tonight. And then their reaction, he's like, the most innocent thing is, that night, he decided to just have fun and fuck around.
Sluggish is the word I was thinking of.
Yeah.
People were saying he seems a little sluggish, because a lot of
the
people...
dude's 40.
No. People were comparing it similar to how he was acting in the infamous TNA.
No, I know, but
like, so that's why the whole concern was, especially when he went to try to exit to the crowds and security to pull him out, get him out.
But the most.
So, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
The innocent version is that, like, Jeff was like, I am just not into doing tonight's show. So you know what? Hot tag, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And they were like, sir, you can't do that. And he's like, oh, come on. Fine. I'm drunk. And
who knows?
Like, he was just done.
Who knows?
And then the office just freaks out. And they're like, not even like, hey, we need you to piss into a cup. Yeah. They were like, you're going to rehab. And he's like, I don't need to go to rehab. I was fucking off that night. And they're like, okay, no rehab? You're fired. And he's like, all right, well, I'm just going to go home then.
Probably something like that. Because one of the things, I agree. I really do agree. Because Bischoff weighed in on the situation. He said, I don't want to see him go to AEW. You got to know when to call it. Now, this is assuming based on the idea that he did fall off the bandwagon and everything like that. I'm like, no, I actually kind of agree with Bischoff on this one, if that's the case.
Right.
Now, if it's actually being more like...
WWE way overreacted.
Yeah, and he actually didn't fall off the wagon or anything
Maybe
like that.
he just had a bad night and was like, I am fucking tired.
Possibly.
You know? Or, he had, maybe he was like, shit, my stomach's not feeling good. Maybe he was just a little sick.
Yeah. Whatever the reason is, if it turns out he was not falling off the wagon, everything, I still kind of think,
or he purposely fell off the wagon. Like, he got drunk that night.
Even if you purposely fall off the wagon, I would still stand by
to get out of a job. I'd be like, dude, no.
Nope.
Now's not the time.
Then you need to go. You need to stop. You need to know when to call the quits.
I mean, that is desperate to get out of your contract.
Yeah. But if it is falling off the wagon, you need to retire, Jeff.
Yeah,
but if you purposely
worry about the music, do the music, man.
If you did, or they overreacted, which kind of seems like it might be the case, I still kind of think, you know what, Jeff? I don't want you to be the kind of guy who, in your 50s, 60s, you can't move like your brother is already starting to.
Yeah.
Look in his stock photos for matches where he's leaning forward because his back can't fully bend.
Yeah.
Normal.
Yeah.
We don't want it either looking like that or even be able to be wheelchair bound. So, but now I wouldn't mind if. Here's what I would love to see, and this goes for Matt too.
Okay.
If Jeff is healthy and he didn't fall off the wagon or anything, when his 90 days is up, if he decided to come over to AEW, 1 year, you do the Hardy Brothers reunion.
Team Extreme one last time.
One last time. Give him an AEW World Tag Team title run, a short run. Really purposely make it the shortest tag team reign in the history of AEW. And that could be in AEW.
They win it on Dynamite. They lose it on Rampage.
No, not that short. Because the
No,
short.
they win it on Dynamite. They lose it at the pay-per-view, which is that Saturday.
No, you're not that short. But like the shortest reign, you know who the shortest reign is?
Who is?
FTR.
Really?
They won it at All Out and lost it at Full Gear.
Wow.
But it's still a good run.
Oh, I know.
But like if you work within that timetable.
I like the 1 week later. A few moments later. So someone cashes in something and immediately just beats them for it.
But something you could do that, use that element. So they
minutes.
they get that they have a tag team title, or something like that. But anyway, but yeah. So who knows? Only time will tell. All right, Adam. What's next on the docket?
WWE. We're still talking about them. Super interested in this one superstar.
I just lost all interest in this conversation based on you saying WWE.
What? But it does have a tie-in with AEW.
I doubt that.
And New England Wrestling Alliance. No, I'm just kidding. MJF.
I am done now completely.
MJF.
Okay,
the WWE is interested in the knockoff Miz.
So you've somehow figured out how to get me interested in this. Everything's doing WWE wise, but when you brought in the Miz, I was interested again. No, when you brought in MJF, somehow I'm. Yeah, so apparently WWE has always been interested in MJF since he debuted in AEW because he's really good on the mic.
He's great on the mic.
He's getting even better and better in the ring. But recently, because of his promo work with his feud with Punk,
which is still an ongoing situation,
has drawn new interest from WWE, but drawn even more than normal because apparently Fox and USA are interested in The Miz.
You mean MJF?
Yes, MJF. Well, USA was interested in The Miz, and he got his reality. Is that even still going?
Miz and Mrs. is still a thing.
Anyway, yeah. So
I just blew your mind there.
No, you're not. But like, this idea is just like that they're interested in MJF with his current work. Yeah, MJF has responded to it already. He's like, the bidding war of 2024 shall begin.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
I don't think MJF is going anywhere.
Neither do I.
Simply because
okay, hold on. Not unless the WWE is bought out and they go in a new creative direction. Where they allow people the freedom that AEW is already giving to them on the mics.
I could see that too. Because
the super scripted, I could see him just like pulling a CM Punk and being like, that's really cute, and throwing it in the trash, and then Vince getting pissed at him because he cut a fire promo on the audience.
No, I think,
but it wasn't the scripted one.
I don't think MJF will ever go to WWE simply because Vince is gonna force him to sign autographs, and that goes strictly.
Oh yeah, that's totally against everything he does. He's like, no, I'm an asshole.
I'm an asshole. I'm not doing that. He's like, yes, you are. Like, no, I'm not.
I don't sign stuff for people.
I don't sign stuff. I'm an asshole to everyone.
Flip kids off.
I flip kids off. You won't be doing that here.
I have to.
Yes, I will.
Because then I'm breaking character.
I'm not.
I don't break character.
He's like, I will do all that. You can sign me to a contract, and you're gonna fire me 10 seconds later because I'm gonna go and do it regardless.
Yeah. Because you signed MJF.
You sign MJF, you get MJF.
You get MJF.
You're not getting the watered down.
You don't get angry at MJF being MJF if you sign MJF.
Yeah. So.
And that's totally a thing that WWE would do. And they'd be like, we signed you. And he's like, of course. You signed this character. You want this character.
We're changing your name.
We're changing your character. Then you don't want this.
He's like, no. Great. I was like, we're changing your character. Great. For whoever the character you're giving me.
Yeah,
but you're not gonna get that character. I'm gonna walk out and like.
But MJF rejects your character.
I'm literally gonna go out there and go like, hi, my name is MJ. I'm Maxim Jacob Friedman. And it's like, that's not your character. I was like,
I am MJF,
who is playing this character, and just nothing changes. Nothing.
Yeah.
He's like, hey Max, and it's kind of like there's an episode of How.
Oh, they just shortened his name down to Max.
Yeah. There's an episode of How I Met Your Mother where Barney Stinson had to cast his family because his mother was gonna die, and she wanted him to be happy, so he casted an actress for his wife. And she goes all scripting, I'm pregnant, when they thought she was about to die. Then she recovers, so they had to cast a kid. And the kid he has to play his son is a terrible actor. He's like, hey Grant, he's like hey Max, and the kid's just ignoring him because it's his character's name. Hey Grant, yeah. That's exactly what I would see MJF doing.
Yes.
Like people would just saying his character's like
Grant,
and then he's like Max. What?
It's Maxwell.
No, it's Maxwell. I can just see that happening to MJF.
Polishing his ring.
I mean,
because he's still wearing the same ring he does currently. He's like, no, I'm hanging on to this.
Oh, and also the fact that AEW literally made a championship specifically for him.
Yep.
The Dynamite Diamond Ring.
Yep.
It's getting a little old that he constantly wins it.
It was originally Cody's Ring of Honor that he had won, and then became the
no.
Diamond
Ring is a separate thing.
Oh.
They started the first year at the Dynamite.
Ah.
And it's literally you have a battle royale. The final two face off the following week for the ring. It's a mitigated version of WCW's Battle Bowl ring.
Oh, okay.
Well, what they did was you had a tournament in a sense of the top. You had like a 32 type tournament.
Damn.
And then it's like the top 15 stars go into a battle royal, and then the winner of that got the Battle Bowl.
Oh
ring.
Yeah, this instead it's like we start with the
Battle
Royale, and then the last two move on to 1 week later.
Yeah, it's literally that.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what Diamond Dallas Page had. One of his early gimmicks. The Battle Bowl ring, and then he lost it to Eddie Guerrero, and then just kept diamond cutting him, and then they built to another rematch a year later for the United States Championship.
Nice.
And wasn't that for that? No, wasn't for the United States Championship. Anyway, but yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like he's won it 3 years in a row now. It's getting a little old. For it, but it'll be interesting to see. I think at some point they'll take it, get it, but they keep doing consistently. So it's
like
it's better than the FTW Championship, which is just there.
Yeah. When he does lose it, he's eliminated in the Battle Royale by Wardlow.
That could be because they're building towards Wardlow now.
No, that would be the best, because this one Wardlow was eliminated by him.
Yep.
Next one Wardlow eliminates him.
Oh no! And
I'm not saying Wardlow needs to win.
No. Wardlow. It comes down to Wardlow and MJF. For the two fights for that.
No, that's the year after.
No, that's this year because MJF's like, oh, this is easy. He works for me.
Lay down.
I'm gonna tell him
he'll lay down.
He'll lay down, but then because
get on your back.
Wardlow has made it clear it's a business relationship. They're not friends.
Oh yeah.
He's contracted work for MJF, and he's already said that contract's going to be coming up soon. So whether we keep doing business, we'll see. The night of
is the night that the contract ends.
No. It ended Tuesday. It ended Wednesday at midnight, the day of their second match. But MJF doesn't realize that, and right before the match begins. Like he's saying, "Get down," and Wardlow won't, and he starts to go down. And he's like, because
the week before, Wardlow saves MJF from being eliminated and helps eliminate the other guy, leaving them the two. And then a week later,
the contract expired.
The contract is expired.
Midnight of the day the midnight morning of Wednesday.
Oh yeah,
the contract's gone. No new contract's been signed. And MJ's forgot about this.
Get down, get on your back, and lay down
for me.
Wardlow
goes down. He goes down, lays down for him. But as MJF goes to pin him, he keeps powering out. And he's like, I'm your employer. You'll do what I say. and then Wardlow just grabs him by the neck, and he stands back up, and he just looks him in his eyes, and he says, "Not since midnight." And then he powerbomb picks him, and MJF was like, our contract expired this morning, and MJF's just like,
oh no,
and then that'd be hilarious.
So yeah, WWE is super interested in MJF.
Oh, we're still on that?
Yes, but I don't see it happening for the simple unless they literally throw a ton of money at him, and the overall creative drive of the company changes. Because otherwise, they're going to be signing somebody who plays a character all the time,
which Vince won't allow.
Which they will try to break in a heartbeat, and it will not work out. And it's going to be a situation where they are going to get so frustrated with this character that they pursued because of how that character was that they're going to go, we have to fire you. We're not going to use you. All kinds of stuff like that because they can't control him.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. But again, 2024, ways off. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
What's left on the docket?
We watched that match.
That match? Oh, that match.
Yeah, that match. The Ultimate X match.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the match that led to Val Venis getting his penis chopped off by High and Tide. Not that match?
No, we'll get to that one eventually.
Oh, okay.
One day we will talk about that.
It wasn't even a match. It was a storyline.
I know.
Yes, we watched an Ultimate X match from 2006 Destination X. We had Christopher Daniels, AJ Styles, and Samoa Joe fighting for the X Division. I want to say TNT for some reason.
No,
the X Division Championship.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's not as good as I remember it. One of the first few times I've watched it. It's still a great matchup.
You can still see that these guys are just green enough that they're still getting used to their timings.
No,
because there's a bunch of times where Samoa Joe slows down so that AJ or Chris can hit their move or their reverse.
It's more like because Joe was the greenest at this point in the.
He is so fast in that group.
Yeah.
Out of the three of them,
I remember.
I mean, Christopher is of course the veteran of the group. AJ just has a couple more years than Joe does.
The thing was, I remember watching Joe when he came up and he was having this unbelievable undefeated streak and everything. Talking about Asuka's streak, this was the one before Asuka's streak.
Oh yeah,
next to Goldberg's streak and all that.
Even though Goldberg's streak is made up.
True, because he lost on TV or some events before he was actually Goldberg, and they took him off TV for a while and repackaged him and did this thing because they saw something there potentially.
But there were some that they'd come back a week later and you'd be like, he just got 37 more wins, and you're like, I don't know if that's possible.
Not that extra.
No, I think the biggest jump was 10.
I don't even think it was that much. But the thing is,
but most of those matches never happened.
A bunch. If you actually go on, you can actually look online. They actually have the breakdown of the streak and what they said for different nitros and how they got them. There were some house shows. WCW was doing some house shows, but a lot of them were just like, he's up to this one.
I'm like, wait,
and it's just,
he had 4 matches this past week.
Yeah, so it was one of those things.
You're like, okay, 2 of them were house shows. What were the other 2? And they're like, they happened.
For the most part, I think, because I'm at that point in Nitro where they're actually saying the number. The numbers were actually have been consistent with correctly of wrestling and everything. I think it's when he wins the world title in a few months, because it's July he wins it. I'm in May. I just started May's pay-per-view, May's Nitros and Thunders. So I think it's when they start doing more. Apparently, they start doing more house shows, and that's when the numbers start to go up to get up to the 100. And
it's really like from 107 on that you start going, wait.
I believe
I'm starting to look at how long he's been here and how many matches he could possibly have. But that dude is wrestling too much.
But also in the early, when he first came on, the number of matches he's had, when you look back, they kind of went back and just made up matches.
Yes!
Because he was consistently wrestling, for the most part, Nitro and Saturday nights a lot. Yep. But then when Thunder came in, he was doing Thunders every so often, so he was getting there. But I think they realized, like, he hasn't lost one. They knew that it was the plan. But they're like, wait, what is the number? People are starting to keep track. We should make it an official number. So they just gave Mike Tenay to say, he's officially at this number.
Yeah.
And that's when they went, and then they said, let's make him look more unstoppable. Let's do the WWE thing and inflate this number.
Yeah.
Whereas TNA and Triple H and NXT, what they did for the thing, they didn't do wins. They did time periods.
Yeah.
Joe went undefeated for a year and a half. Asuka went undefeated for basically 2 years.
Yep.
2 years.
Yeah, it was.
Because when you combine the last half, the first few months in the main roster, she was undefeated there too.
Yes.
She went undefeated for 2 years. That's a better way, especially in their that market for WWE, because they don't do wins and losses.
Yes.
And everything. So it's just one of those things where you can do that better. And then Impact was just like, I don't know what his numbers are at.
No, we have a lot of matches. So we'll just say undefeated.
He's undefeated for 6 months. Oh, he's now undefeated for 7 months. Like, when they started, he's been undefeated for a year and a half. That's a better picture. So, however many matches they had in that time period.
Yeah.
Oh, he's okay. He was wrestling 6 days a week, for TNA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or TNA and other promotions.
They didn't keep track of about other promotions or anything, but like he's been wrestling every day, 6 days a week for TNA. Oh, okay, so that's a lot of matches, and he's been doing this for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. People aren't thinking about that, but when it comes to pro wrestling are always wrestling, so it's like, oh, so wow, it exaggerates.
Oh yeah.
Better than actual win count. We're in AEW doing he's
11-0.
11-0. Works because you can see it on there every time, but also saying they've been undefeated for 7 months works
just as well.
You can double it. You can double it because you had the graphic, and you have the time period. So, but yeah, so this was a great one, but it was not like as high flying as most Ultimate X's are.
Oh no.
Joe is not a high flyer.
No.
And I remember when
Daniels is barely a flyer,
but in these matches he always went to high flying.
Oh yeah.
But
and then AJ is
yeah.
Quite literally watching this match, we both said it. A young Will Ospreay in England got a tape of this match and went, "I can do that," and he proceeded to do that. But better.
But little did you know, there was a guy in wherever Ricochet,
I forget where Ricochet is from. I know the United States, but
Ricochet saw the same tape and said,
"I can do that,
but
better." Yeah, because they're both about the same age.
Ricochet came first, though.
Yeah, but I think they would have been kids when this was coming out.
Ricochet, I think, had because when the whole like 2016, like. Will had only been wrestling, I think, only a few years, like, consistently.
Oh, yeah.
Up to that point. It was around 2015 is when he consistently started wrestling on a regular. Everyone was wanting to see him. Whereas Ricochet, I think he started wrestling in, like, 2012.
Yeah.
2013. So he has a few more years. So it was like they came around the same time, but Ricochet had a bigger name as...
And this was 2006, so...
Yeah, when they had their stuff over in...
they were teens.
Yeah, so I could just see them seeing this kind of matchup or in the X-Division stuff
in general.
And going like, I could do that. I can do it better.
Yeah.
This is like
I'm inspired.
Like, oh, they're limited by gravity.
I am not.
Like they think gravity matters. I'm gonna prove that wrong. And little they know, Neville was over, Pac was over there, like, what's this thing called? Gravity, you call? What's that?
No, he's looking at both of them like, shut up, you fucking wankers. I'm going to go downstairs, drink a pint,
but yeah,
and then float out of here.
It didn't have as many high spots in this match that most Ultimate Axes have on the ropes. Because I remember looking at when this match came up and seeing Joe, I'm like, he's a heavyset guy. He's not going to... Is he going to even crawl across those ropes?
He does it.
He does, but not like most of the time people try to do it. Because most of the time in Ultimate X, you grab on and you get your feet around the top as well, and you scrunch, you scooch.
You scurry.
Scurry. That's the word.
Scurry over there.
And Joe...
That's the word you were looking for.
Yes, scurry was exactly the word I was looking for. Joe is a heavyset guy. He's always has been.
Oh, yeah.
He's not as heavyset as he gets later in his TNA career, but he's still never fat, extremely fat or
He's
anything.
never fat.
He's just...
But he's never thin.
No. This is the thinner he has been because he's young still.
Yeah.
But, like, he's not going to get his feet up there because it's not who he is.
No.
So his feet dangle and everything. And I remember, like, how is he going to win? He's not going to even stand a chance of winning because...
the first time he starts scurrying across the rope, you're like, he can do it.
He can, yeah, because he's scurrying, but his legs never get around the top.
No.
So he's just using
He's got the upper body strength to do it.
Yeah, he can do that, but, like, I was talking about the actual scurrying with legs,
yeah,
feet,
I know.
and everything. But, and it was like, yeah. But you see, it fit his character. He's like, I'm not even going to try to waste my energy to try to get my legs up there. I'm just going to try to get that belt.
Yeah.
And he had the good spots back and forth, pulling people down. The classic, what you love, was just great about the Ultimate X matchup. And
the six-sided ring.
Yes, this six-sided ring.
I love the fact that you actually, they have... The way it works is that you have 3, instead of typically, while looking at a 4-sided ring,
Yep.
you have your left, right, up, down.
Yeah.
This gives you 3 up, downs.
Yep.
And no left, right.
No, because the closest you can get to a left, right is going to up left or down left.
Yep.
Of the ring.
And that X and that other X, the right to left, but it's still an up down.
Yeah.
Like you're still running towards the front, towards hard cam.
Yep.
And I'm like, that is genius. Now I do understand a number of people being ticked off about this because it actually, you end up having more up down moves, but you're able to see who's doing stuff.
Yep.
Instead of a left right, which, yes, seeing the impact on a left right is really cool to see.
Yeah.
But
this just gives you a lot more different angles.
Yes.
And it fits better for multi-man matches.
Oh, beautifully.
Because you can, especially when they're in the ring, like an Ultimate X, you can see, like, if you have like a 4-man Ultimate X, you can see, like, they could be over here. You can see that better of the action and plan out your moves a little bit better that way. The best way I heard it described was when AJ Styles was supposed to defend the TNA X-Division Championship against, I can't remember who it was supposed to be against, but he got injured, so Jeff Hardy made his Impact debut, his TNA debut against AJ Styles for the X-Division Championship. I really want to keep saying TNT.
Like, I don't understand
Neither
that.
do I. I don't get it either right now. But in a matchup, and the commentary said it's going to be interesting to see how Jeff adapts to the 6-sided ring because he's got to get used to that. He's not used to it, whereas AJ is. And it was, it's that mind frame. If you're not used to it, you have to adapt to it.
Also, jumping off the top turnbuckle instead of, the standard 4-side angle that you're used to off the top turnbuckle, this is a wider angle.
Yep.
Like, you have to get used to that. You have to get used to the movement lines instead of the other ones.
Also, It's also the fact that it is a harder ring because of steer bars having to go through for the angles.
Yep.
If I was ever to have a wrestling company, I'd do the 6-sided ring.
Oh yeah.
Assuming I would never do a wrestling company unless I had lots of money. We're talking about like a billionaire level money.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna here's $200 million, go have fun.
Oh yeah, totally.
But I would part of it would be design a 6-sided ring, but so it's not as hard. Find a new way to set up that kind of ring without having it to be as hard. Because you probably could do it, but to get to that level, and investment in just the ring is never really an interest in, especially as an indie companies at the time.
Yeah, you can do it.
Of course you can do it. It's just getting to that.
There's a honeycomb design you can set up for trusses underneath it.
It's because that's not how the reason why it's basically because the reason why it's harder is like, the 8% of the rings
that from post to post there is a beam going across. You can fix that by using a honeycomb lattice system that connects all of the major posts, but it doesn't put any direct pressure lines any place.
Possible, but it's gotta be strong enough to also take impact.
Oh yeah, no. There is a way to do that.
No, there's definitely a way to make this ring so it's not as hard. But again, cost to invest in to figure it out. Unless you're
basically, it would be my idea would basically be a trampoline, because from corner post to corner post, it would actually be because I'm never moving this ring. It's not breaking down for shit.
Oh no, I'm talking off. This can be transported.
Oh no.
All that.
My ring is a perma loop.
No,
you cannot move this shit.
Yeah, I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for one that you can put together, move it, but without having to make it less hard.
Yeah, because all you have to have.
There's ways to do it. I'm not the person to do it. I'm not even going to try to figure out, explain it.
Yeah, because the standard 4-side is just an X pattern. It's not an X pattern. Is a
square.
Yeah.
And that's why they say the outside of the ring is the hardest part of the ring, because that's where the beams are.
That's where I'd put it.
But you have to find a way. You had that already on on a 6-sided ring. It's the ones coming through.
Yeah.
To support it, you have to figure out a way to get rid of those, but it can also still that supports the frame, and that's the thing. You let someone more in that engineering style figure that out.
Of course.
And that's why if I had lots and lots of money, I'd be like
figure
this out.
I need you to figure this out for me.
While you're at it, also figure out an 8-sided ring. Maybe I'll just go with an octagon.
Maybe the octagon is better.
I'll just do an octagon, just not fighting.
There's no cage on it.
There's a cage outside of the ring ropes at all times. It's just not like an actual like when you climb out of it. It's normal height size.
Yeah.
So you usually take the
octagon. But it separates the audience from the side.
No. You literally take the octagon from UFC.
Oh my god, yeah.
And then
set that outside.
You extend it just a tad bit further, and you have an octagon ring in within it. God
damn it. No.
And then just for the fun of it,
I like the idea that the audience is behind chain link fence at all times.
They're gonna take this to the octagon just so you can use the octagon phrase.
And that they actually have a separate ring for that. We're going to the octagon.
But yeah, so that's what I'm saying. But yeah, this is a good match, but there are better.
But oh man, seeing these three guys at this period in their lives.
Oh yeah.
Is so great.
One of the best matches of the early TNA was Daniels, AJ, and Joe.
They were the pillars.
Just a normal matchup for the X-Division Championship.
Honestly, they are, the three of them really were kind of, if you want to go back to the Attitude Era, if you want something to compare it to, Triple H and The Rock of that time period, where yes, these guys are fighting for the X Division Championship, but It's like Triple H and The Rock going after the European in the...
No, it was only the Intercontinental.
the Intercontinental title.
Rock never went for the European. No. Only Triple H was that.
Yeah.
But yes, exactly. But instead of having only two, you have three.
You have three. And one of them's a vet.
Yeah. Because one of the things with... but the best match was the AJ, Joe, and Daniels triple threat matchup.
Yep.
X-Division Championship. It was such a great matchup early on that they purposely did it for the TNA World Championship later on in life and try to capture it. And most people pointed out they're just doing this because they want to recapture that glory of that one, but at their main event level. And it was still a great matchup.
And it still worked.
Most people will say the first one was better because it was like you had...
It was a hungry three people.
You had the three hungry guys versus the guys who are still hungry but they've tasted it. And the funny thing to say about hungry, AJ had already been NWA World Champion twice at that point of that matchup. So it's just kind of funny to say that.
He still acted like he had something to prove.
Oh, yeah. Well, AJ was always throwing the world title of the picture of the early TNA for the NWA Championship when Jeff didn't have a suitable person to take the belt off him.
Yes.
For a little bit. So we'll put it on AJ, and he had it 2 different times. And then after I think people realized, like, wait. He's like, I can't keep putting it on AJ when I keep then bumping him back down to the X Division.
Yeah.
That's when they we'll put it on Rhino, we'll put it on Raven. They started bringing those guys in as well, and it worked. One of the best when Rhino won the world title, the NWA world title. I believe that's when Christian debuted.
Oh, okay.
If I remember correctly, because it was the whole night they were teasing if he's gonna join Team Canada or they're gonna take him out, and he purposely came out with Team Canada, and of course in classic babyface thing, he attacks them, pulls it off. He's TNA, he's not Team Canada, costs Jarrett, and then Rhino wins, and it's one of the first matches that I saw of TNA.
Nice.
So, but yeah, this is a really good match. Trying to go beat for beat is just kind of tough because honestly, we kept talking. Yeah. We were talking.
We were talking through it, but
it's a very simple but very good matchup.
It's 20 minutes and you won't realize it.
Yeah, and like I said, there are better ones out there, but it's still one of the classic Ultimate X. We're gonna actually review the original Ultimate X at some point.
Yes.
There's another one that has AJ's bump that he said himself has ended, but shortened his career.
Which is weird because the dude is 42 or 43 now.
Yeah, and he said that bump...
And I'm like, are you saying that you could have gone to your mid-50s?
I think AJ has said that when he re-signed with WWE, it was going to be his last contract. He's kind of starting to walk that back.
I know. He keeps giving these, like, I remember when he re-signed, it really came across as, all right, he's got like 3 years.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just gonna be my last contract.
And now I'm looking at it going, do you have, like, the way you're talking, do you have more?
Yeah. Are you hungering to stick around? Maybe go visit your friends in a certain place at some point?
Did working in the WWE allow you to figure out that, oh man, I can actually go longer? Okay.
I think
I'm changing. He's also been changing his style.
Oh, he has always done that. That's why I would have loved to see this AJ from the Ultimate X.
Yeah.
Him to be still doing that style in WWE. Oh my god, it'd been amazing. But he has to change as you get older. You have to.
Oh yeah.
High flyers who don't adapt their style to slow down, still doing high flying spots, but just you're not doing them like they used to. Never end up having long careers because they botch a move and then they get
they're injured.
Not just injured. It's when they botch that move that they shouldn't be doing anymore. They should have found a way to keep doing it safely, or they just didn't. It's the thing that ends their career because they hit it and they're like, oh, and they're done.
It's like, oh yeah, no, my leg is now broken. I'm never recovering from this financially.
My head is permanently in my shoulder blades.
Yeah,
because I landed on it wrong. Yeah, it's one of those things.
Because I was still doing shooting stars presses at the age of 45.
Or the more importantly, it's like they botch a move. It doesn't really injure them, but then they realize it's gonna hurt. But when the next few days, they're injured, but it's not like a career injuring. But then they realize, oh my god, this hurts it's taking way longer for it to heal up. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I'm old.
I'm over the age of 30. I don't heal like I used to. I have aches and pains that have aches and pains. And then you turn 40 and you go, you know what? I've had worse.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's a good matchup. Go watch it. It's a great one. I mean, we're talking to literally the internet I'm not talking actually to actual people because no one is listening at this point in this podcast.
We're screaming into the void.
All right, Adam. There's one more thing on the list, isn't there?
Do we even need to?
I don't even know what it is.
It was Winter is Coming.
How much?
We're at 56 minutes, bro.
Okay, we're gonna cover it, but really quickly. My winner is coming.
Hey, and Daniel Bryan.
Yes,
Bryan Danielson go to a 60-minute time limit. Draw.
Yeah. Terrible decision, AEW, for having Hangman go to a time limit draw on his first title defense. Just my opinion.
We couldn't have Daniel get...
You could have beaten Daniel at this point in his AEW career. It would have been fine. Because especially the way you laid that entire match out.
Also, here's the thing. They just gave us a 60-minute match with no win. No draw. It's just a draw. It's the pay-per-view coming up that we get the rematch, and it actually goes.
No, I don't care. It's your first time champion. His first title defense. Hasn't wrestled since he won it. He needed to get a successful
He has
title.
been wrestling with his demons.
No, doesn't count. But that's the thing, because I know a lot of criticism has been out there. They're saying the same. Wrestle Talk is the same thing. Love the match. I love the match. It's a greatly paced out, amazingly paced out matchup, and officially the longest match in AEW history.
Yes.
And Dynamite history. So 2 birds right there in records, which is great. But that was the thing. A lot of people are saying, your first time when you're first the title defense, you want it to secure your champion's reign. You get them that win. This should have been it. Or Paige should have had. I'm gonna do an open challenge. I'm gonna do what Kenny never did.
Open challenge.
I'm gonna do open challenge, and you could that would have added more zoom to. Oh, you'll give this guy a title shot, but championship now, but you won't give me the one I've already earned. It's like. And the banner's like, yeah, because you're guaranteed a title shot. It doesn't say you're the next one.
Yeah.
It just says you get a title shot.
Hey,
you earn a future title shot.
Yeah. It'll come up.
So
it's scheduled for such and such.
And you'll get it. It'll be...
maybe it's me. Maybe it's them, somebody else.
It's always against the champion. It's not... Whoever the champion is, not against me if I'm the champion.
Nope.
And that way he could have gotten that win, a strong win, and then you could have done this whole thing and it would have been fine. But in a year from now, we could be changing because the story will go there. But the thing is, a lot of people saying with it's working in on Paige's fear of his demons of not being good enough. I never took Paige's demons of not being good enough more than he's not good enough for the elite, in a sense of he isn't up to their caliber, and more specifically, he's not to the caliber of Kenny. And then he overcame those. So, yeah, I just don't buy that storyline. Maybe they will.
No, I see the storyline.
I don't. I always saw it more up to Kenny to Kenny.
No, it's been. He just doesn't see that he's been good enough for anything, which is kind of why he started hanging out with the Dark Order in the first place.
Especially
when they were just trying to be trolls to him. He was just like, you know what? Fuck it.
See, I see that part of it when he first started, but with him and Kenny, he got him more confidence in that. And the issue was, he's not good enough to beat Kenny, and that was the last whole year. He overcame his demons. And that's how I interpreted the story. But again, a year from now, we could be looking at a different storyline.
We're like, no, now he truly has reached top pinnacle.
The story that they told later on. But again, I don't think you're ever going to fully change my mind that his first win should have been, his first title defense should have had been a secure win. Time will tell. It was definitely a great match. If you've not seen it, go watch it. It is, literally, it's a 3-part match. It's 20-minute matches, different matches laid out, all just in one match.
Nice.
It's literally how it works out for it, of different phases and everything. So, but again, it's just one of those things where it's just like, you want that. And the fact that they went on first should have been a key that they were going 60 minutes. Because if you started at 9 o'clock at the second hour, they're going 60 minutes or something big's going to happen. And it's, AEW's been doing big things. Tony was teasing a big debut, and then that big debut didn't happen, would have hurt. So it makes sense. But this should have also been the main event of the card. Because, I'm sorry, MJF winning the Dynamite Diamond Ring again for the 3rd time versus Dante Martin, not that level of a main event. It's when you especially get the world title. But it was still a great show. Watch it. It's just, you're not going to convince me that of this being a master decision. I disagree.
I enjoy it'll just take a minute or two turning into almost 10.
That was really 10 minutes?
Almost.
Well, when I say take a few minutes, I wasn't talking about 20. I was talking about a few minutes. Yeah, I knew we were going to go over the hour.
Okay.
Your thoughts, Adam? Oh, wait, you haven't watched the matchup.
Nope.
Because you don't like wrestling.
What?
You hate wrestling. You still haven't watched Full Gear yet.
Yes, I have.
Oh,
yes, I have?
Have you? Have you watched Full Gear finally? You don't... Adam,
I've talked about it, and I've been over all of the reviews. I may not have actually watched it.
I don't think you've actually
watched it. But I know everything that happened.
We've talked about the results because we talked about the results, but you hadn't watched the show yet.
And now I don't know if I have.
That means you just gotta go watch the show on it. And you'll know for a fact if you did, because you're like, oh yeah, I remember this part, this was happening.
Yeah.
Quickly. But you still gotta go, if you haven't, you gotta go watch that. But anyway, so I guess we should close out the show now?
Yes, definitely.
That's your... Oh, wait, that's fantasy booking that you close out the show. And Adam, you're just like, I want to go to bed.
I'll just stop recording.
I know you get. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you made it to the end of an hour-long podcast. How we took an hour, I don't know, for what we were doing. You had like 4 things.
Some people are very talkative.
Yeah, Adam.
And I may have been one of those people.
Yeah, we were both very talkative. We went all over the place. It was very little content.
Yes.
Very little. Usually it takes a lot of content. We're going, bam, 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 bam. But anyway, you've made it to an hour of this podcast. Give us a thumbs up. Come on. If someone's actually listening to us.
Please do it. You know what? Actually, leave a comment down below. Timestamp it.
Timestamp this. Also, use the word chicken butt.
Chicken butt?
Chicken butt. If you're made it to this point in the podcast and you comment and you like chicken butt,
I am going to heart react to this.
I will believe that you made it all the way here. That's the only way I'll believe someone will listen all the way through.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Because I don't look at this analytics. I could, but I would have. I just started looking at my own analytics. Boy, that was revealing.
You're like,
oh yeah, it will. We'll get there. We'll talk about that in a second.
Okay.
Anyway, since you gave that thumbs up, we have some good content. Well, at least my content on this channel is good. Newest sucks. So why don't you just go and hit that subscribe button?
Ding.
Ring that bell.
Ding. Ding.
That's what you know when at least my content, Meet Bob. Oh, I mean, my bad. The Meet series. Meet Bob's done. It ended. Because Adam canceled the 4th episode.
I know I did. Totally did. Yep.
Or
canceled it.
5th episode, whatever. How many
Something.
Episodes? Something like that. Canceled it. So, But I have great content on this, so you'll know when that goes live, when I actually remember to post it.
Hey, you've been pretty good so far.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think we're done, right?
Yeah, that's about it.
Oh, wait. There's something I'm missing.
God damn it.
Oh, yeah. Your face. Bye!